Hey everyone, I'm back. Secret person number 7033. Woohoo! So I hope you had a lot of fun since last time we talked. I actually have been spending a lot of time in the all-American pastime of dealing with debt. Debt. And you know, what I'm learning about is that we're pretty much programmed to be in debt. We're programmed to believe that debt is just a part of life. And, I've been clearing my debt and getting out of debt. And you know what? It's a total lie. I mean, it's completely unbelievable how they're just making us believe that we have to have car payments and just, I don't know. It kind of chaps my hide, you know. I mean, we're just such a culture that's just so we're just so programmed. We're so programmed. I mean, really, it's upsetting. I mean, it almost makes me not want to write anything on my whiteboard. So anyway, so I guess what I want to talk about today, I mean tonight, well, first you noticed that I dressed up for you. I wore my pink robe. My pink robe. I wore my pink robe. Do 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 do. And I'm actually drawing a picture of my pink robe for you, so you know that I'm so excited. I wore my pink robe, wore my pink robe. I know I started off with a bummer talking about debt, but you know, we're here to all be prosperous and have a great time. And listen to my pink robe song. Pink robe, I got a pink robe. It's different than my white robe that I wore last time. You're probably wondering why I'm always in a robe. That's a totally different episode. So anyway, you're probably wondering a little bit about me. Well, I'll tell you what I can without giving away my identity, because it's a secret. Okay, so I grew up in Southern California, and that was me. I was the youngest. Do, 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 do. And then there was my brother. Do, do, do. And my sister. Do, do, do. Very, very femmy girl. And I was a tomboy. Tomboy. I just like to, oh my goodness. I like to get dirty and play in the mud. And my mom, lovely lady, was married to my dad. That's right, you guessed it. My mom was married to my dad. Do, 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 do. And my dad was a doctor. He still is. Can't tell you who he is because, that would, he's a doctor to the stars. So, I don't want to out him. And he had a beard. Do, 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 do. He still has a beard. And it's my mom, and then my brother, and then there's me. And I grew up in a very, I don't know, it was kind of tumultuous, I guess, because, my dad was working really hard and kind of, he was becoming a doctor, so we got to put a little stethoscope on him. And my mom was basically, raised in Chicago, and she was just taught to be a housewife. And, I don't know what happened with them. I really don't. All I know is that, I know what my mom told me and I know what my dad told me, but they basically split. They split when I was 10. And so, yeah, it was kind of sad. And, I definitely had to do some therapy and all that stuff, but I used to be really mad at my dad because he had a temper. Temper. It's really interesting to write upside down. He had a temper, and he scared the living bleep out of me when I was little. He really scared me, and he had a loud voice, and and he was the opposite of gentle. I mean, he just kind of scared me, and I was just this very sensitive little, very psychic little kid. I just was very energetically aware, and I could feel everything, and so it was intense. And I used to have lots of nightmares when I was a kid. They said one time I woke up and I was like, oh my God, the toys are trying to eat me. These are my toys. And I used to run outside and I used to scream, and it was really scary. And I used to like sleepwalk and run out the door. And what I realize now is that I was a very energetically sensitive little kid. I was very energetically sensitive, and many of you might be energetically sensitive too. And when I was little, I was just a powerful little being trying to heal my family's wounds and my family's sadness. And I think I was trying to do that on the astral plane in my sleep time. I did my best. And one of the things that I would do to kind of deal with my family drama. So I'm going to wipe my family away. I don't want it to be an expression of that I don't love them, but I'm wanting to tell you some stories on my whiteboard. So one of the things that happened to me, and you can probably tell just by hanging out with me and the fact that we're becoming, YouTube buddies, is that one of the ways that I dealt with the energy of my family was that I became the little clown. Meaning that was one of the ways that I could manage the energy of my family was by being a little silly clown. And how did that work? Well, that worked by, if I was really funny, I could change the energy. See, my dad, he had a temper, and I just never knew when he was going to freak out. So that became me. I became the clown, and it really was a defense mechanism. That doesn't look like clown. It really was just, the way that I learned how to change energy at a really young age. Is that spelled right? Clown. And so that was kind of what I did. That's how I got by. I was a clown. And that's how I dealt with my family's divorce and the fact that my dad was a little on the, violent side. And, so anyway, that was, I'm sharing with you here. I'm getting deep with you about my life. And so that's how I managed the energy in my household. And, I think it really served me to become the person that I am. And now I don't have to be funny for anybody. It's more like, hey, entertain me. Why don't you? Why don't you make me laugh? Why don't you do something that, I don't have to be funny. I don't have to be funny to make friends. So anyway, I know this is a YouTube show and I only have 10 minutes. So I actually only have like 2-point-something minutes left. So I have to communicate something to you that would be of value, because I think, if you're going to watch my show, this like person with no head and a whiteboard, I want to give you some value. So last time I talked to you, I asked you what matters to you. And this time I'm just going to, and I didn't get any emails, and I know it was my first show. This is my second show, so hopefully you'll send me some emails. You can send me an email to secretperson7033@gmail. And I want you to start thinking about, my other question was what matters to you. The question that I want to ask you now is, who are you? Who are you? Actually, you know what? I'm much more interested in what is your passion? We'll change it. What is your passion? Because it's scientifically proven that when you have a passion for something, you get lots of great juice to your brain. Your brain gets lots of great juice. And it gets you off the couch and it gets you moving. So this is a brain, and when you have a passion for something, you get into motion. So my question for you is, what makes you passionate? What makes you excited? And so I hope you have a fabulous evening or whatever you're doing. And if you're work and you're bored and you're watching the show, I understand. You got to do something you love. And I highly encourage you to check out doing something you love and something you're passionate about. So if you want to email me and tell me what you're passionate about, maybe I can give you some great advice on my next episode. So anyway, this is Secret Person number 7033. And I shared a little bit about myself, so I think you should email me some stuff about you, because it's only fair. So tell me about you, and then I'll talk about you on my show. You don't have to give your name. You can just tell me, hey, my name is, this is my real name, but I want you to call me Charlie Brown on my show. And if you need any advice, just shoot me an email. And I hope you have a great night. Bye.